How's your manifesting journey been going? Have you been able to get really clear on what you want? Or are you still finding yourself driving in circles, trying to figure out which destination would feel best to your heart? Are you keeping an eye out for interference from the ego? Or have you allowed the booming voice of self-condemnation and self-sabotage to distract you from your goal or convince you that you're not worthy? Manifestation isn't difficult. We all do it every day. But if we're not paying attention, we can get distracted and destroyed, and then we're unable to reach our desired destination. So today, instead of giving up, it is time to get help. Welcome, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, here with you on Angel Heart Radio. And today is your day. If you need help mastering your heart-centered manifestation journey, then I want you to stay with me, because when we return, we're going to eliminate all of the stumbling blocks that are preventing you from manifesting from the heart.
Angel Heart Radio programs should not be used to replace your legal or medical advice, nor your own sound judgment. In truth, nothing can dim your magnificence. You are a divine spark, a universal light. You are here on purpose. You are part of a divine plan, and it's our joy to support you. We're here to celebrate you. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio. Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is brought to you by AngelLight777.com. Great news, everyone. Angel Heart Radio is now live streaming on our Facebook page, and we have a fully searchable, brilliant podcast platform for you at AngelHeartListen.com. Put the power of the spiritual realm to work in your life with Marcia Martin on Angel Heart Radio starts now.
Okay, so today it's your turn. Last week, we had an opportunity to really listen to the angels to understand the 5-step program that they have outlined, and today it's your turn. So if you are having difficulty on your manifesting journey, and it doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to manifest, it just is important that you're feeling like you're stuck, then I want you to give me a call. The number is 347-202-0232. Now, if you're calling from outside the U.S., you need to add a 1. Again, that number to call in and speak to the angels, 347-202-0232. Now, the only thing that I want to ask from you, you can ask about anything, but please keep your question in the format of transformation and not prediction. Here's the reason. Yes, the angels can read the energy around you and predict where you will be in 6 months. But this show is all about practical spirituality. That means that what we are learning here, we want to put into practice so that we are changing our lives for the better, so that we are creating for ourselves a life that feels good and not just one that follows along with our limiting beliefs. So when you ask a predictive question, and an example of a predictive question would be, where will I be in 6 months? You are saying, well, I have no control over where I'm going to be in 6 months, and I want somebody to tell me. But what I want you to realize is you're the master of your own life, and it's you that decides where you're going to be in 6 months. because the vibration that you are holding, the way you're feeling about yourself and your life, means that you are attracting circumstance. No one is doing it to you. You are doing it to yourself. And I got to tell you, when I first learned that, it felt like somebody was playing the cruelest joke on me that they could possibly have done. I mean, it felt to me like the biggest blow ever, because I was living a very unhappy life. And my mantra used to be, but I'm such a nice person. Why do all these bad things keep happening? I had to unlearn all of that stuff and relearn how to be a powerful, positive person and manifest what I do want. And that's what I want you all to learn today. So we got to remember that manifesting is a journey of undetermined length. I cannot tell you how long it will take you to manifest this thing that you desire. It might be a day, a week, or years. It depends on you. It depends on what would be for your highest good. So you've got to commit to the journey. You've got to get delighted about learning and exploring and growing. You're going to learn every day if you are committed to the journey and not just, is it here yet? And you got to commit to the goal. I want you to think of yourself as a weightlifter. You are going to be in better energetic shape once you finish the journey than you are now at the beginning. You're going to be wiser. You're going to have failed at times along the way. And yet, you're going to be so much bigger than you are now that you are going to be so grateful that you didn't miss any of that learning along that road to your goal. So remember, manifesting is not punishment. You are not being punished when you get the thing you don't want. You're being shown the energetic vibration that you're holding and vibrating to. It's also not deprivation. No one is holding anything away from you. That's you doing it to you. It's not loss. You're not losing anything to gain something else. You're expanding. And it's certainly not a battle. You're not fighting for anything. You are flowing with this magnificent gift of unconditional love that can create anything that you've decided to cooperate with. So even though manifesting can be slow, we have to remember that there are no quick fixes, and it's truly a fantasy and not a way to live your life if you're saying, I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow and I will never have to work. Reality addresses the core, and it changes your belief system from broken to magnificent. You've got to get to the issue that's preventing you from being successful. Don't look at the end product and say that's where the problem is. Look within you. The end product is your guide to point you into what's going on inside you that's causing the difficulty. So just remember, it is very rare for manifestation to be instantaneous. Maybe, parking place or that kind of thing. But if you're going for a groundbreaking change, expect that you're going to put the effort in. Now, Remember also that it is normal and sustainable to think of manifestation as your lifestyle, not as something that you're going to try on, and if you don't like it, put it down and still receive all of the things that you do want. So anyone who's trying to sell you an instant results kind of program and telling you that you don't have to do anything, you don't have to change your attitude or change your beliefs or participate in any way, that's not truthful. We're back in fantasy. You're going to win the lottery is really what they're saying. I want you to have practical, well-grounded tools that you can use every day. So we're going to go to our caller, and then I had someone write in. So before we go to the next caller, I'm going to address the person who wrote in as well. But our first caller today is from 731. And I just want to remind you that it's a live space, so you don't have to use your given name, but I do need a name to call you. So 731, what would you like me to call you today?
Hello, Marcia. Jeff.
Hi, Lovey.
Hello. Yes. Oh, how's your precious heart? How
Say it again. I'm
is your
fantastic.
Wonderful, precious. Yes, yes. Exactly. Every time I call and talk to you, I feel that same electricity. Is that what it is? I don't know.
You know, it is honestly living every minute of every day in a place of incredible abundance because of putting in all these years of work to understand what it's like to partner with the energetic realm. So that's why I am always on everyone. You want to sign up for the long haul. You don't want the quick fix program. You don't want to think that you can stay the way you are and really transform your life. Now, I have 40 years of this in, but it was 40 years of stopping and starting and throwing it all away and picking it back up again and pretending that it wasn't my fault and blaming other people. So I want all of you to learn from what I went through so you don't have 40 years of painful journey. You have a few months of really digging into how can I get on this road of just complete joy instead of this path of pain that I've put myself on. And the first thing is stop blaming other people, the universe, whomever's in the office, what time of year it is, whether there's a full moon. There's only one reason why things are going cuckoo in your life, and that is you. And that was my most painful and most powerful realization, as my life was at its worst point when I read those words, and I felt like somebody had slapped me in the face. How dare you tell me that I'm responsible? Thank God. Thank you, God, every day. Thank you, God.
Amen.
For
Amen.
giving, letting me read those words and be so offended by them that I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I actually sat down and said, how do I do the work? I'm tired of looking for a magic pill. How do I really do the work?
Yeah.
So what are we helping you manifest today?
I had a friend that playing guitar at the age of 15. Okay, when he got to be 18, just 3 years, he could turn people's heads in these big recording studios. He would come into a place and play where the guitar player in this recording studio had been playing hits for years, and my friend could come in and one session blow everybody away. And I mean, he hadn't been blow all these cats away. And then, okay, he's 18. Then Marcia, he passed away when he was 24.
Oh.
So he got his start there at 18. So at the age of 23 or 2, he was playing with the world's greatest guitarist. One of the world's greatest guitarists. And then he passed away. What? I've got his picture hanging on my wall now. And I just would like to ask, what did this friend of mine have to do this, and then to end so young?
I am so glad you asked that, because I got an immediate correct when I said, "Oh," I got an immediate correct. I know better. There's no, "Oh, it's so sad." It's not sad. Every single person has the life journey that is the appropriate length for them, whether that is 1 day or 100 years, or 3,000 years. Your life journey will be the length that feels good to you. So, first of all, he had 24 glorious years in which he got to experience and achieve his goal. His goal was to be magic with the guitar, and he got to experience that. Now, he may have also had in his mind said, all that I want to accomplish in this lifetime is to play the guitar and allow the sound to be absolutely magical. That's all I want. That's my entire life goal. And after he achieved that, and he felt that he had achieved a pinnacle of performance, he may have said to himself, I'm done. I don't want to go into a decline. I don't want to watch my star fade. I don't want to become irrelevant. I love where I am right now. And I understand that it's impossible to be a peak player. Okay, they're correcting me again.
Yes.
He said to himself, he felt that it would be impossible for him to be 80 or 90 and still be able to play the guitar well. Now, the correction they gave me is that's a limiting belief, and there is absolutely nothing preventing you from being a magnificent guitar player until the day that you choose to transition, except your belief system. But we had to deal with his belief system. So his belief system was very finite. He said, I want to achieve X, and he did. I want to achieve Y, and he did. I want to achieve Z, and he did. And then he looked around and he said, and now I feel that I've done everything that I want to do, and I don't enjoy living here. It's really not fun for me for whatever reason. So
Yeah.
I want to leave now. I don't want to experience the rest. For me, that doesn't
it wasn't his
feel good.
decision.
No, it's always his decision. No, it's always your decision. Nobody can leave this planet, this life journey, unless they agree. So there is no unexpected accident. There is no sudden death. There is no he was taken too young. That's us. That is our programming. But what we need to understand is free will is always in place. So if you say to God, you know what, God, before I chose this life, I said I only wanted to be here 24 years. Now that I'm here, I'm having a really great time. I love exploring and learning. I can feel myself growing. So I want to add on another 50 years. God would be happy to do that, or 80 years. They're telling me go bigger. Another 80 years. God would be delighted to give you those 80 years. God is not preventing you. Your limiting beliefs are shaping the experiences that you interact with. So use him for you yourself.
Yes.
Get into the space. When you play, do you feel as though you are truly in sync with the angels, that the music just flows through you?
The last time I played, and I played live, yes, I dance. It's a dance. And it's a spiritual dance. Yeah, absolutely.
So here's what I want you to do. If you feel that your career, your ability to play would be enhanced if you had assistance from him, then you simply add him to the channel of energy that you are allowing to come into you when you are playing.
Whew. Marcia, to me, that electricity, this voltage, whatever it is, that energy or that voltage that he was to do what he did in 3-4 short years. I'm like, is that like grabbing a 440 volts?
Yes, but here's what I want you to, because here's where they're chiming in again. This is what you may not do. You may not sit down and say, now I'm going to play like so-and-so, this young man. Yes. What you can do is tap into the energy of music to which he tapped into, and you may express it as Jeff. We don't ever want to. Imitation means we're not giving ourselves a voice and we're not allowing our gifts to shine through. So you may tap into the same funnel of expertise and guidance and overflowing expansive energy, but it needs to be filtered through the Jeff style, the Jeff relationship with music. Otherwise, you're just imitating. And the imitation, just remember, though, but remember, the imitation is never as strong as the pure product. So, you may tap into his source of inspiration. That's beautiful. Ask him, hey, whatever your name is, come be a source of inspiration to me when I'm playing. I admired you so much. But understand that you still must be the one in charge of creating with the muse that operates with Jeff. You've brought your own, and here, I'll give you a good example of this. People will say to me, oh, you sound just like so-and-so, because information that is channeled will have the same resonance.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, that's great, because we all have to be saying basically the same thing, because we are gathering this energy from the same source. So if I'm telling you the sky is black and everybody else is telling you the sky is blue, I'm either so far ahead of everybody or I don't know what I'm talking about. So your music will have a similar flavor because you're channeling from the same place, but it will be Jeff's expression.
Yes.
And that's what I noticed when I channel, and depending on who is sharing energy with me, I can tell by the syntax, by the vocabulary, and by the tone of voice that they each have their own individual way of expressing a truth, a universal truth. And the reason this is so important is because 6 different energies may tell me how to manifest, but 5 of them I might say, okay, okay, that sounds good. And then suddenly the 6th one chooses words or examples or and it's like, oh my gosh. So we don't want everybody using the same words and the same examples because we're all different. So honor who you are, but pull that inspiration from the same source. There is only one source. So there is going to be some similarity in the fact that it's music from the source, but it will have the beautiful energy of Jeff and your interpretation, and that's going to really engage with a certain audience's heart. Not everybody.
Absolutely. Well,
and now that's it.
I've studied him all my life, and I never could ever approach his, how great of a guitarist he was.
Until now. Until now.
I captured
Jeff?
his.
No,
I captured his
Jeff,
energy.
I'm not letting you talk. No. No.
What?
That's a limiting belief. Take that all away.
I just, for him to walk into a studio, and these guys have been playing. They have been playing in this studio for 15 years. He walks in first session and just blows their doors,
But the reason that he was able to do that is because he was not holding the limiting belief of, I'm not yet good enough. You need to change your self-talk. Change that self-talk from, I'm not there, to, I am able to channel the inspiration that I need, and I can expand within it. You can become anything that you will allow yourself to become. The problem most of us have with manifesting is the allowing. What are you receiving? What are you allowing yourself to receive? If you're only allowing yourself to receive one little bite of the cookie, you may never taste a whole cookie. I want you to eat the whole bag.
I'm on the website right now. I'm on a website and we're blogging about it. And they said that he would drink electric wine, before he would get ready to play. And everything around him was electric, everything. And so when, and when you're drinking and probably having a cup of electric tea, might I say, or let's go on and say, maybe he was using a little bit of something that's not really, good chemically for us or something. Let's say that maybe possibly at the end of his career he was doing a little of that, like heroin or cocaine or something like that. So, that's going a little bit too far, on the energetic, having to reach for that electric wine,
All right, but they've given you a substitute. I'm going to share it with you, and then I've got another caller, and I still have to answer the question. So here's what they're telling you. Get a glass of water. Get the purest water you can. So this is not water out of your tap. This is spring water that already has minerals in it because that's more energized. Put your hands around the glass and just ask that the muses of music join together and create in this water a flow of energy and inspiration for you.
Beautiful.
And then drink the water, and as you are drinking it, remind yourself, this water is filled with inspiration. This water is hydrating all of my body so that my hands will be able to move more quickly. My being will be more capable of aligning with the inspiration. The music muse is here within me now. It was in the water and now it's within me. We don't need chemical substitutes. We need to know how to reach the divine through what is already in existence that won't harm us.
Ooh, you are gorgeous. Thank you.
You are so
gorgeous.
welcome.
Listen, you answered me when this was it. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you so much for your guidance. Yeah. And the angels. Yeah. Thank you.
You can ingest alcohol, drugs, food. You can go to the ends of the earth experimenting with different substances, but you will never be able to replace the actual experience of connecting. What you need to do is practice. The reason drugs are exciting or people choose them is they're the no work connection method. Oh, I can just take this pill and it'll take me off to la la land, and you know what? That's unsustainable. When you spend some time in meditation every day, you begin sustaining the energetic connection, and you benefit your entire life, not just that 5 minutes that you spent with the pill.
Right.
All right, Lovey. Off you go.
Thank you.
All righty. Now, our next caller is from 863. Hi there.
Hi.
What
Hi,
would
Marcia.
you like me
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. And what would you like me to call you?
Julia, please.
Hi, Julia. And what
Hello.
are you wanting to manifest? How can the angels support you in creating your dream?
Well, I need to seek employment. And right now, as you know, is a challenging time just for everyone and everything, pretty much.
Right.
I'm struggling, mentally and emotionally with everything that's going on. I was married for a long time and was a homemaker and then went through a divorce and have had a little, little struggle kind of getting myself moving forward again. So I need to take the steps to,
and
get
I'm
myself
so
back
proud
there.
of you. I'm so proud of you. Okay, little bump in the road, but you know what? How many children do you have?
I just have the one. She's an adult now.
Beautiful, but look at how incredibly efficient, how magnificent you are at organizing another person, and you're actually two people because it would have been your husband as well, organizing others and helping other people to become their absolute best self. So as you're thinking about what job would be best for you, I want you to keep in mind all of the accomplishments that you can chalk up in your corner for all of these years that you spent managing your household, encouraging your daughter, uplifting her, and supporting your husband in his endeavors. Sometimes when we make big transitions and we are going from working at home to working in the job market, I find that women sometimes forget how incredibly demanding that job was. You are running a household. You're not sitting at home eating bonbons with your feet up. You are managing the lives, if you include yourself, of 3 people and making sure that everything they need in order for them to be able to grow and blossom is provided. This means that you put yourself on the back burner for a while, and oftentimes women or mothers who are at home may forget about themselves completely. So here's a beautiful time for you to begin seeing all that you are. Now, the angels have a 5-step process for manifesting that we're going to apply to you getting a job. And the first thing you need to do is determine what your goal is going to be. And in this case, I'm going to assign you 2 different goals. I want you to have a short-term goal that will provide you with some hooray, a reason to celebrate, and then a longer-term goal. And the reason that I want you to do that is if we set really big goals and there's no happy celebration along the way, you get so exhausted trying to hold the course for the big thing that you give up. So the short-term goal that I want you to set is you just want to get out in the workplace. Don't try to go for head of a corporation. Just get out there and feel what it feels like to work in a place other than your home. But please don't tell yourself, this is the first time I am working. If you were a mother, you worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only difference between you and someone who works in an office building is they stepped outside their home to do their work and you did not. So this is not your first time working. This is you're changing jobs. You're changing from an in-home job to an out-of-home job. But we want you first to choose just an easy job, one that has less hoops to jump through in terms of getting employed, just so you can get your feet wet and feel good about, look at me, I've got a job. Get used to working out of the home, getting yourself ready, socializing in that way. That's just let it be as easy as it possibly can. And so we're going to now, these 5 steps work whether it's a big, long goal or it's just a little tiny hop, skip, and jump. So first thing you do, You decide on a goal. So I want you to sit down with a pen and paper and say to yourself, okay, Julia, this is what you do really well. These are, when I look back on my life, you say to yourself, I'm looking back on this life. Where did I really shine? What really interests me? That's your overarching, beautiful place, your happy place. Now make another list. Okay, these are the things that I'm good at and I don't mind doing. That's where you may, and they may be able to get you into the marketplace more quickly. So you'll have your long term, wow, this is what where I would really shine, in your short term, hey, I'm good at organizing. I would be okay in this kind of job. Then you ask yourself, how much effort needs to be applied to get to this place? So let's say, just throwing out an example, that you are an incredible artist, but someone has said to you, or let me rephrase that. You have a lot of raw talent as an artist, and you wanted to start painting and get paid for your work. But people have said to you, Julia, you're just your talent is so raw. If you could just get somebody to help you shape it, this would be such a marketable product. And then you say, okay, well, it looks like I have to go to art school. And the program you find is, 2 years? Let's say it's 2 years. You have to ask yourself, am I willing to invest 2 years? Or does this feel just too overwhelming? Does this make me feel like I'm older now and going to take too long? Because if we choose a goal that we can't commit to the long-term manifestation, we'll just find ways to self-sabotage and bolt for the door. And then we'll feel like failures. So first you get that desire, I want, then you decide what effort is required, and then you have to say, is it worth putting all this effort in? Or no, I'm not up for it. And then you'll find something that is a better match. So if you decide, nope, I'm not up for this, go back to step one. You were really not clear about what you wanted. So get back in the heart and find out what really feels good to you. So if you're a go from 1 to 3, you've decided you are willing to put in the work, then you've got to take the action. So when people come to me, for example, and say, I want to channel like you do, the first thing I'll tell them is it's going to take a while for you to build up a communication system and to be able to hear it clearly. So you've got to be willing to invest at least 6 months to a year training your sense to work in this way. And if you're not willing to put in that time and to devote time every day, you probably won't be successful, and you really don't want to do this. You just think it sounded fun. So if you decide, okay, yep, I can put in the action, then you've got to figure out what's going to help you the most. Now, always, and especially in your case, because you've got a little bit of insecurity, having not been out in the public workplace, you've been in the home workplace, I can feel a little bit of trepidation. What if nobody wants me? You need to get into the heart and clear and heal all of the limiting belief programs that are coming up. Remind yourself, I've worked all my life. I have been a successful mother. I have been a successful wife. That just because the marriage ended doesn't mean you were not successful. It lasted for as long as it was meant to, and now it's time for you to experience something new. because you need to grow beyond who you were. So all of that negativity, that bad self-talk, those limiting beliefs, they all have to go. So that's where I would begin with my action, getting into the heart and examining it and saying to yourself, oh, what am I telling myself that is unkind, cruel, or limiting in any way? And then create for yourself a self-talk program that feels good. You're either your worst enemy or your best advocate. But remember, there's no getting away from you. You can hang up the phone and I won't be there anymore, but you cannot hang up the phone on you. So what you say to you is much more important than what anybody else says to you. So once you're taking your action, and even if it is just beginning by spending time, quiet time, where you are visualizing yourself as successful, and you are, when something pops up that says, oh, what are you kidding? Who are you kidding? You say, no, that is not acceptable. I will not receive that. I'm going to receive the success program. Begin there. Begin by doing the inner work. The job will find you when you are magnificent inside. You already are magnificent inside, but once that self-talk is cleared up, your magnificence will shine through, and the job will find you. And then the fifth step is make sure that you're open to receiving, because sometimes we're still running a program that says, even after we've done all this work, we're still saying to ourselves, I don't know if I'm worth it. Oh boy, you just put all this investment into yourself, and right when you were going to get a paycheck, you say, no, that's okay. You don't have to pay me. I'm really not worth anything. All of that has to go. You've got to get into a space where you're saying, I love and accept myself so much, and I am so honored and grateful to God for all of these blessings that I'm going to receive until I am overflowing. Not because I'm greedy, but because if I receive and then I overflow with blessings, I now am a blessing to others. We got to all learn to think as God thinks. God doesn't think Julia's only allowed to have 5 pieces of candy. God says, I want Julia to have the whole bag because then she can share. Get used to seeing you as a brilliant being. You are brilliant. It just got covered up with sabotaging self-talk. And to help you, I do have a course that Stopping Self-Sabotage that will really help you dig deep into some of this, because it's difficult to do it on your own. It's so much easier when you have a class or a support that can help you, give you tools. So that's something that I would recommend. Go to my website, Heart Healer, or Marcia Martin the Heart Healer, Marcia spelled Marcia, and click on classes, and you'll see Stopping Self-Sabotage, because you've got so much beauty in you, but such a small vision for yourself. You see yourself as tiny. I see you as magnificent, and I want you to see you as I see you. Because remember, I don't see all the dirt. I see who you really are. We, you, I, and every other being on this planet tend to see the dirt. And so that's why it's so important to have the angelic guidance and the tools to help you remember who you really are. And once you remember, you'll be able to remind your daughter, and that's a beautiful gift. And then she may go out and remind her friends, and that's a beautiful gift. And you may go out and remind all of your coworkers, and that's a beautiful gift. And that's the way we change the world, by giving the gift of love to each other.
Yes. Ooh,
you are so
beautiful.
lovely. Well, you are so lovely. I can feel that you were not yet able to receive all of this. You are so lovely. Let in the amount that you're able to receive right now. And then every day, try to receive a little bit more love. Get on my mailing list, take that class, I have a Facebook group, Healing Hearts on Facebook. Get in a supportive community. Also, I have a community on Patreon. Get the support that you deserve. I couldn't do this on my own. I did not get here on my own. I took every class. I read every book from the library. I needed help. I still need help.
Yeah.
I still go to people and say, oh gosh, I got myself in I'm on spin dry. Help me out of this.
Yeah.
That's why we need each other. And on YouTube today, I just released a channeled message from Archangel Metatron. And in it, he said, it's impossible to do this on your own, but you were never meant to do it on your own. Unfortunately, society sold us a bill of false goods, especially to women. Women were told, you are the Wonder Woman and you can do it all on your own. And, just be grateful if your husband throws you a scrap of bread crust every once in a while. That is baloney. You worked every day. You just worked in the home instead of out of the home. And when you go to that interview, you tell them, yes, I've held a job since I was 20 or whenever you got married. Really? What did you do? I worked. I managed my home. I was the banker. I was the food prep person. I was the chef. I was the banker. I was the chef. I was the housekeeping community. I was the inspiration, the uplifter, the guide, the teacher, the discipliner. You were everything. You just didn't get credit for it.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you credit now, and it's
funny we think because we do it for our family that it doesn't have value. Oh, I just do that because it's for my family. You're supposed to do that, but you don't think of it as having value, that there are people who pay people to clean their house, to, cook their meals, to budget their bank account. Go give that little bit of money that you were given to run your household to somebody who's never done it before and say, okay, here's your money for the week. They'd probably be like, what? This is it? Yeah. I can't live on that. Instead. Yeah, exactly. You said, oh, look at this. This is such bounty. Thank you so much. You don't realize what an incredible jewel you are, because nobody reminded you. So I'm reminding you, and so are the angels. Your daughter is magnificent. Mm-hmm. She didn't get there because you just slept all the way through her formative years. You were there, encouraging her, lifting her up when she fell down, supporting her, helping her. That's why she's the brilliant young woman she is today. Wow. Thank you. Goodness gracious.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you
So
for
we
the
only have
reminder. I just so, yeah,
join our
thank
Healing
you.
Hearts community, and you will just see people and the Facebook. Facebook is free. The community, there's a small fee. You will just receive teaching after teaching after teaching of what the angels want you to know about your magnificence. And they have no reason to lie. They don't have egos. They don't lie. If I am making a mistake, they don't say, "That's okay. I didn't want to hurt your feelings." They say, "Really? Are you sure you want to do that? You realize where you're going with that?"
Yeah.
They don't, when I first started, Marcia, are you sure that you want to, drive off the cliff? It's okay if you do, but it's going to hurt. Now, after this many years, they're like, "Really, girl? Come on, you know better." but it's not, "Oh, I don't want her to succeed because then we won't feel as magnificent as we know we are." They're like, "Yeah, you go, girl. You shine bright, because when you're shining bright, you're going to encourage others to shine bright. And the most magnificent thing you can do is be an encouragement for yourself and others."
Yes, definitely.
And that's what you did every day. Nothing has changed except you're now going to do that same job outside the home. You're changing venues.
Yeah, I like that. Yes.
Okay, so
Awesome.
I'm going to put you back on hold because we got it. I had someone write in, and this question is so magnificent. We all really need to get our minds wrapped around this. This is a young person, and they're in their 30s. They're saying they are single. Now, whenever somebody says to me, "Gosh, I feel like I've been single for a really long time, and I'm worried that maybe there's something wrong with me, or I just don't have what it takes to be in a relationship," put the brakes on. Doesn't matter what the other person is saying and doing. They're not the problem in the relationship or in no relationship. Everything begins and ends with you. If you want to attract the perfect partner in your life, the person that is going to be the most complementary for you, you need to work on loving you. Begin today to love and accept all that you are. Begin doing the work of the heart to clear away all those limiting beliefs. I don't care if you're saying, "I'm not beautiful enough or handsome enough or old enough or young enough." It doesn't matter what you're saying. It only matters that within that statement, you are saying things that are limiting what you are willing to receive. So instead, I love and accept all myself. I love that I am 6,000 pounds. I'm going to love myself at 6,000 pounds. Because the reason you got to 6,000 pounds is because you were so darn critical that you had to eat yourself into oblivion to try to silence that critical voice. So begin loving all that exists right now, because here's what's going to happen. And I usually won't guarantee anything, but I'm going to guarantee you this. If you start loving and accepting all of you, all of the dark parts, the limiting parts, the parts that you don't feel are worthy, they're going to start just falling away. And those beautiful aspects of you that you are now paying attention to, they're going to start getting bigger and bigger. Because the reason that you are feeling lost and alone or feeling as though you can't attract a partner is because you've been so critical about yourself. So when you are critical, oh gosh, you look so bad, you're giving all of your attention to the negative aspects of yourself. And what happens when we water something with our attention? It grows bigger. When you stop giving attention to the negative parts of yourself and you start giving attention to the beautiful parts of yourself that have been overlooked, the beautiful parts of you that are attractive and will attract your partner will begin magnetizing, and those negative parts of you will turn off. They'll go silent and disappear. So I guarantee you that you have beautiful parts within you that you've neglected. Put all of your attention and all of your time into telling yourself how much you love and appreciate those beautiful aspects. Just ignore the negative. You begin, I love all of me. I love all 6,000 pounds of me. I love it so much that I want to honor it. And then get a little more specific. I really love my eyes. Look at my beautiful eyes. I love the way I'm able to encourage people. Isn't that a lovely thing that I just said? I'm going to honor myself today. I deserve to be honored. When you start loving you, you will magnetize the law of attraction to bring you other people that will see you as you really are and who will adore you. Thank you so much for sending in that question. Thank you, all of the participants today. You guys rock my world. I can't do this without you because you give so much life and you give these incredible examples and you help us all see that we're not alone and you give us a reason to be our best. So thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who want even more, please join me on my website. It's Marcia Martin, thehearthealer.com, Marcia spelled Marcia. And there's free resources there, channeled information, a link to the YouTube channel. There are so many resources there. But if you're ready to go deeper and you want support, then there are classes, there is a community, and there's a way to work with me individually. Whatever speaks to your heart is what you need to gift to yourself. The angels want you to explore your magnificence, and I do also. And the reason that I do is because I know what it's like to be in a deep, dark hole of failure. And I now know what it's like to be in a constant state of joy. And that's what I want you to experience. So everyone, we are out of time. Deepest gratitude for all of you. And until next week, sending you all my love.
You've been listening to another fabulous program on Angel Heart Radio. Our goal is to remind you of how much you matter in the world and to let you know that we appreciate who you are in the world. You can check out who's on, when we're on, and who our guests are at angelheartradio.com. Everything is there. It's all just one click away. Angel Heart Radio programs are powerful tools to help you in your life and your life experience. They are not intended, nor should they, be used to replace your medical or legal advice. The views expressed by hosts, co-hosts, callers, guests and associates should not be construed as advice from Angel Heart Radio.